before we get to Crotty, I did put up a poll this morning on Twitter. It's got over 1,000 votes right now. My question was, what is the most impressive three-pointer in Miami Heat history? I have the Mike Miller one-shoe three. I've got the Ray Allen three. Oh, you're so creative when you vote for that one. I've got Tyler Hero and the broken-handed three. And then I've got Duncan Robinson and his 1-3 last night at the end of the third quarter. Shot 1,000% for the game.
You stop.
What do you mean stop?
Duncan's 1-for-1-3.
That was my vote. That's at 10% right now. Tyler Hero's broken hand three, which didn't even go in, is at 11.3%. The Mike Miller is at 5.2%. Ray Allen three, 73.3%. A lot of people criticizing the fact that this is even a question on Twitter, but I don't think they understand my sense of humor. Crotty does. Crotty, what's the most impressive three in Heat history? Was it Duncan Robinson's at the end of the third quarter last night?
By the way, I'm one of those people still struggling with your sense of humor, just so you know. But anyway, the Ray Allen three. What are you talking about, man? How can you even? I mean, it's
because Mario Chalmers would have hit it from the other side. It wasn't that big a three. I mean, Chalmers was wide open. He'd have knocked that thing down too.
With the timeline, with the time being what it was, come on, man.
Easy peasy. I mean, that was an ordinary three. Hey, do it when your hand's broken, Ray.
That was crazy. I was crazy. He even got the shot up. I mean, the ball. I mean, you could tell his hand couldn't even really get control of the ball. That was a crazy sequence.
That was wild. Where?
Yeah, I take let's go the other way. To your point, Crotty, why would you shoot the ball if you can't feel your hand?
It was wide open.
I don't
care, Hawk. If you're wide open, we don't want you shooting the ball, and you have two hands.
Yeah, that's true. No, I admired the fact that he took the shot. I do, but like he had been grabbing the hand beforehand, and sometimes you just can't always tell. Sometimes look, you get hit and something hurts, but you don't realize this is how badly it is, and if the pain's sustaining or whatever. And I think he thought it hurt, but his reaction was just, hey, I got to get it up, and that to me was like, I was like, that's whatever it is serious, because he had no control of his hand.
That was muscle memory. Like, he's done that so many times that no matter how much pain he was in because his hand was broken, he's done that so many times. It was like, ball, corner, I'm open. He didn't have a choice there. His body hoisted that ball.
If he had made it, it would have been incredible with a broken hand. Yeah. I mean, but he just had no.
And it was better than Ray Allen three. Then you would agree with that.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Hey, Crotty, speaking of muscle memory, you're walking through a Publix aisle and you pop out on the other side and there's a cart right there. Do you do like an athletic basketball spin move, or do you just let the lady crash into your leg?
Great question.
I don't know if I'd go spin. I might fake left, go right type move. Like a quick.
You're gonna fake out the cart.
You're going Euro stepper.
I would Euro step or do, a little backfield, change direction, right? I mean, that's what I would do, Channing. I mean,
did they have a Euro step back in your day, or was that just traveling?
No, they didn't. It was
traveling, wasn't it?
Traveling. It was probably traveling because no one had ever seen it before. They didn't know what to call.
Because even for the few minutes that Giannis is out there last night, I always marvel at him. It looks like a travel to me because, I grew up watching basketball in the 80s. That was 100% in the 80s a travel, no?
It was, it was brought in by, I think the first person I remember doing that was like Manu Ginobili or somebody. It was definitely a Euro type, foreign basketball, creation that's become very popular. It's a great move, and Giannis is outstanding when he gets going with a full head of steam making that move. It is hard to stop him. He's so long and he just stretches out. You think you got him, right in your crosshairs where you're between him and the basket, and he just kind of slides with that Euro and stretches out one of those long arms, and all of a sudden he's at the rim. And you had him nailed down in terms of positioning. The guy's amazing.
Yeah, it's like, what more can you do? So where was the shooting that we saw last night, Crotty? Where was that all season long?
Well, look, I mean, the three-point shot, I think you and we've talked about this on other visits together here. I mean, it was a spectacular performance between Gabe Vincent knocking down 4 and Kevin Love giving you 4. You finish with 8 as a team, 60%. It's a huge factor. You're not counting on those two guys, to give you that kind of production night in, night out. It was a really good three-point shooting performance. I mean, look, this is the number 4 defensive rated team in the league in Milwaukee. They're outstanding, and we shot 59% and scored 130 points. It's crazy. We had 30-something assists, like 32 assists, I think, which anytime you're getting to a 30 number, that, you're moving the ball well and you're knocking down shots. So I thought what was really interesting and a huge point of emphasis, if you listen to the broadcast, I kept hammering was, typically Milwaukee is the group that really pushes pace and speed. And it was Miami that did so from the very beginning, getting out and being able to kind of pitch ahead. Those two-hand chest passes, like three-quarter court ahead to Jimmy, and then Jimmy got Bam one. We outscored them on the break. And in the past, particularly with Giannis. Giannis leads the league in being able to score in the fast break game. We really dominated in that area, and I thought that really put our offense in a great place to start the game.
And, John, it's funny you talk about that because Solana and I disagreed earlier where I was saying it was some concern that they scored 117 without Giannis, and Solana had a hell of a point. He was like, when you're scoring 130, you're not concerned with 117. Was that their game plan, like you just said, was to run a faster game, have one of these higher scoring games against a team that can run?
Yeah, I mean, it's the way we run, Channing, we do it in a thoughtful way. It's not like we're just trying to outscore the other team. But what we do is we either create turnovers, force turnovers, and then get out with numbers, 3-on-2, 2-on-1 on the break, or we take it right off the glass and run, and guys are pitching it ahead. It's not what I would call just a full court up and down all the time track meet type of approach. And, we really have not done that throughout the course of the season. Again, we're the lowest scoring team in the league. So we're still defending. And I think, being able to hold them to even what we did at times, I mean, they're an outstanding shooting team, one of the best three-point shooting teams in the league. But when they don't have Giannis in there, you don't have to worry about protecting the paint as much, which draws your defense and then leaves those guys open on the perimeter. So I think that really helped us from an adjustment perspective on the defensive end.
Who gets Tyler's minutes? Duncan Robinson?
Yeah, I mean, perhaps. Obviously, he starts the third quarter with Tyler being hurt right at the end of the half there. And, Duncan's a great shooter, and they want to create the space that he provides. He might have to go, more to a zone defense with Duncan in there. I think, we may see more Victor Oladipo as well, his ability to score and also handle the ball. I mean, Tyler brings a lot of ball handling and creation, too, his ability to set up his teammates, too. I mean, he's good that way. He can really force the defense to react to him. So I think Oladipo, may get some minutes as well. I wouldn't be surprised to see Haywood Highsmith in there either. I think it could change even on game night.
What about with Bam, Crotty? I mean, you expect Milwaukee. It almost seemed like they were daring him to shoot yesterday, right? Brook Lopez just sitting in that drop coverage, and he looked a bit hesitant in the first half to shoot. Second half, he almost, I would say, took over the game, knocking down those jumpers, and then, just being able to elevate over Brook Lopez. I mean, that's the Bam that we were so used to prior to the All-Star break, but I expect Milwaukee now to adjust. Do you expect now Brook to maybe step up, or is it a case of they're just going to keep daring Bam to make those jumpers all series long?
Yeah, that's their style. They are not going to change. I mean, I would be shocked if they did, to your point. And it's crazy because you're right. I mean, when he's catching it at the top of the key, even the free throw line, Brook Lopez is zoning him, and it's called a drop zone coverage. He's sitting right in front of the rim. And when Bam turns, think about it. If you were playing and some guy is playing off you like 12 feet, they're daring you to shoot. But if you get goaded into just taking the shot to take it, you're not really in great offensive rhythm. And I think what happened was he missed his first 3 shots. He didn't look comfortable taking them. He was forcing the issue a bit. He went to going like, I think 2 for 6 in the first half, had 5 points. But to his credit, I think earlier in his career, that would have thrown him off. He makes the adjustment in the third quarter, and it was a big time adjustment, which is put the ball down on the deck a little bit. That naturally gives you a little bit of rhythm, a little bit of flow. He made 1 or 2, and then all of a sudden he had, I want to say it was like an 11-point third quarter, and had a huge second half with like 17 points, and was a big difference maker because that shot's there for him. That shot's there. His ability then to take it off the dribble when they try to come at him a little bit. But I don't expect – look, Brook Lopez can't guard Bam that far from the basket. He's a big dude. He's 7 feet, 280-something pounds. When you see them standing next to each other, it's shocking how much bigger he is. So he's great around the basket. He blocks shots. He's an anchor on their defense that allows them to be really aggressive on the perimeter, like going for steals and covering guys on the three-point line because they know they get beat by a step, they ride the guy, and they're funneling him right into a shot blocker. So, he does a great job for them defensively, but it does leave Bam open, and he's got to continue to look for those opportunities.
And Crotty, the chess match, what are the Bucks going to do? Is it simply get Giannis back, or what are they going to do, or you anticipate them to do to stop Jimmy and Bam, so now the Heat have to do something else? What's this next chess match going to look like?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, Giannis is the big story. I mean, Tyler with a broken hand, I don't see how he can go, and at least in the short term, right? I mean, it's not a shooting hand. It's going to be tough missing Tyler and his ability to score and create. Giannis, with 2 days off and then a game at 9:00 on the third day, it sets up really well for him. I'm not sure if he'll be ready to go or not. The fact that he was able to come back at all and play a little bit and then left again, to me, shows that it wasn't crazy to the point where he was totally negatively impacted. So have to see with him. He changes the game. He's a game-changing piece. The way he scores more points in the paint than any player in the league at about 19 a game. So you have to really prepare your defense to go against him. Without him, they become more perimeter-oriented. So I think that's huge there. If you have to guard the perimeter, if you're allowed to guard the perimeter more and not have to worry about Giannis attacking, it really helps your defense. If they're both there, then you really got to be locked in on him getting back in transition and closing to the shooters. I think with Jimmy, I think they're gonna try to run more double teams at him. We saw a little bit of that, but I think they're going to be much more tactical in their approach to try to pin him up against the sideline on some of those side pick and rolls or just isolations on the side, on the wings. I think we'll see more double teams with Jimmy there. I think they're going to try to do a better job getting back defensively in transition. Again, I referenced that earlier. I thought that was a huge part of the game and why Miami won. Getting 14 fast break points and just getting easier baskets that way and just really running them down the floor where they were on their heels instead of being able to push up and attack our guys.
Vegas has the Bucks as 9-point favorites Wednesday night. So obviously they're assuming that Giannis is going to play. Does that surprise you that they're 9-point favorites?
It's funny. I don't know. I don't. The whole gambling point spread thing at times befuddles me. I just don't understand how they can. I mean, I'll
tell you what. Just stake me a few thousand. Stake me a few thousand. You don't even need to understand the lines. Just tail me, and I'll use your money as a stake.
Of course you will. No, I mean, like I just don't. I don't.
What do you got? One of those NBA pensions or something? You got something good, Crotty?
Yeah, no problem. I love jail time. It's all good.
he loves to spend everybody's pension, Crowder. He spent my pension 4 times.
Yeah, what do you got?
Already.
One of those NFL pensions, Crowder?
I'm not going to have any pension after I go to the clink. As an NBA employee. What's the matter with you, man?
John Crotty, you're in Milwaukee. Have you had a bratwurst? Did you go to Culver's, get a butter burger? What have you done?
So I was sitting here looking at the snow earlier this morning. It was
it's snowing?
Wonderful. It was snowing here earlier, yeah. So the temperature dropped off from like 60, 65 a day and a half ago to, 29 this morning. So
oh my God.
Yeah. Gonna be kind of quiet here, not a whole lot of going out. So no, have not had a bratwurst as of yet. And Brewers aren't in town from what it looks like, so we're not going to be able to see them play. Maybe on the next stretch up.
Yeah, Gino Torretta had texted me when I said earlier that Crotty's coming on, and I got to ask him if he's had, what he's eaten in Milwaukee. Gino Torretta texted me. He said he still remembers the sausage at a Brewers game. It was that good. So, but there's no Brewers game, so you can't indulge.
No, I mean, I'd like to see the field and everything. It'd be fun. I do try to do that a lot when we're playing in the playoffs on off days. Take advantage, go see some baseball. It's always a fun time of year.
And there you go, John Crotty. We'll get a bratwurst on Crowder. He's got that NFL pension. Just send me a screenshot of the bill, and
you know how pensions work. Do you know how pensions work? How you can't just take them out?
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, the league just keeps handing you money. I mean, there's a reason that I'm paying $300 a ticket. And so Crotty and Crowder can be taken care of for the rest of their lives.
Nice. I like it.
See you, Crotty. Crotty will be on the call Wednesday night, 9 p.m., Bally Sports Sun, along with Eric Reed. Again, you can hear round one. You can watch round one locally on Bally Sports. So do so. Enjoy it. And then we hope that there's a round two, Crotty.
There you go. Solid plug there. Good work by you. All right, guys.
Tell Ted Ballard. Tell Ted Ballard.
Of course I will. All right, man.
See you, Crotty. John Crotty there. He's tailing me. He's going to stake my gambling.
Now you got Crotty exiting the show.
I know. He's
appreciate it, guys.
now.
Thank y'all so much.
He's like Larinaga when he's done.
Yes.
Bye.